Hi, this is Liam Anima from the Laugh Point podcast, and holy shit, do I have a fucking episode for you. Tonight, I got to go see TJ Miller live at the comic strip here in my city, Edmonton, Alberta. And I had a plan where I was going to bring this mic, these mics that I just recently got today, to go ask him just a simple question. My plan was just to record a video, ask him, and I actually had an interaction before he even started the show where I told him about my whole plan and I told him the question, and he said to meet him after the show, and I did. And happened next, I'm speechless. He invited me to the green room, and we had a 25-minute conversation about comedy, and just, again, I don't know what else to say. This is insanely huge for the podcast. Please like and share this as much as you can with all your friends. It was just me sitting down with him, talking comedy, talking about what we both love about it, and our perspectives of the art form. And I got a pretty juicy question in near the end, so make sure you look out for that. Thank you guys for watching, and enjoy this interview with TJ Miller. My brain blanked. That's why there was a fucking cut there. TJ Miller. Enjoy the episode. All right, we're on. I'm here with TJ Miller. He just did a really fucking killer set here at the comic strip.
That's right.
Fuck yeah. How do you like this club? Like,
I love it.
You love, like,
it's great.
You try to come back as much as possible?
Yeah, I do. It's funny. This used to be like a locker place for all of the staff.
Oh, really?
So it'd be like individual lockers where they could like change and stuff, but none of them really used them because they would like come to work in their clothing and then leave in their clothing.
Yeah.
So it didn't really make any sense.
Right.
And then they had literally a table and a mirror and then a folding chair. And that was where like the comic could sit and get ready.
That was a green room.
So I always made fun of them. And they had, you see this runner on the ground? That's what this is.
Yeah.
The thing at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, I think this is very funny. Come on in. Yeah, that sounds good. Yay. Just a couple of emasculated guys drinking White Claws.
Thank you so fucking much. You already know my favorite drink.
I know your CeeLo.
Exactly.
Can I get you glasses of ice? Or?
I'm okay.
I think we're going to try and be as cool as we can.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We're okay otherwise?
Yeah,
absolutely, man. Yeah.
Enjoy.
Well, I first of all want to say thank you so much for inviting me up here and all of this like this.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
3 years. 3 years.
Okay. That's Heg, I think, has been doing stand-up.
He's been doing 2 years. I actually asked him,
2 years.
Yeah.
He's got to lose. He's really funny.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got to stop talking about women's pussy smelling like fish or Arby's.
I
want to say that to all young comedians, comedians anywhere.
It's an overused.
That's not going to work.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
It's never going to work because no woman in the audience is like, my vagina does smell like fish.
It's like one of like the biggest insecurities
it's the meanest thing that you can do.
Absolutely,
so, to all comics,
yes,
that's not going to work. No one likes it. It's never. No comedian who is famous or successful has ever had that joke.
Yeah, you don't see Louis C.K. going or like fucking.
Even he won't go that far in.
Yeah, I mean he'll jerk off in front of people, but he won't.
Whatever it takes to have a great time.
Yes.
But I think that even Daniel Tosh might be the only person that does jokes like that, but that's because it's his. It's a fake character.
Yeah.
He's playing a character,
right? Yeah.
So I love this club. The runner used to be missing, and it was such a shithole for a quote unquote green room that I went to Home Depot.
No way.
I got a runner, and I installed it myself on like Sunday or something. I think I moved a flight.
Holy shit!
As a joke on them to make fun of them, but I did it and did a good job of it. And I thought they're never going to notice this. I'll come back here and they won't notice it.
Right.
On the way to the airport, Dino, the manager, texts me and is like, "You did a shit job putting on the runner."
Oh fuck!
So I hadn't been back there since, and I
Right.
told my agents, I have these very powerful agents at CA, and I told them, I go, they're kind of letting this place sort of fall to the wayside.
Right.
They're kind of, their empire is crumbling for a
Yeah.
number. But I was like, I'm not playing the room in Arizona anymore because I can't. It's too small. But I've been friends with the Bronsons. Like, I started here. This is one of the first clubs I headlined because Tammy was one of the first people that said, no, he's a headliner. I'm not, you guys, the improvs in the United States, she was like, you guys should not be middling him. He's not a feature, he's a headliner.
Right. Absolutely.
So they've been behind me, but
Right.
I think it was the final straw that I did that they came in and spent like 10 grand.
On it, like on this.
All I did, I spent $45 on a runner, a hammer, and some nails. And then I got them to spend, maybe not 10, maybe $4,000 to like turn this into a green room. And it's a great green room. Now it like
this
makes
is
sense.
sick.
It's
This is
fine.
awesome. This feels like a vibe. This feels like a podcast studio in a sense.
It
Like,
does, and that's from a famous podcast. That's a good call because he does. Who else did he do? He does Theo Vaughn stuff.
Yeah.
He did, I think, maybe not Mark Norman, but a bunch of big podcasts he does. But that's exactly right. It's got a podcast studio vibe, which is good.
That and that's the thing is like I've been in not a lot of green rooms. There's a venue actually here called the Moon. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Oh,
It's
is
like
it a smoke club?
I think that's I think
on
that's the one.
Sunday.
Yes. So
I'm having a
that's
show tomorrow, but I leave.
but yeah, so I think was it like kind of like
I've never been there.
Right. So essentially that club was the first club where it has like a nice green room, and I remember just like cuz I there's like the Yuck Yuck Century Casino here, and their green room is literally just like a barren room with stools.
Well, didn't they they like bought the name and just threw together a comedy club?
Yeah, I think what happened was from what I heard was like someone like the room that is Yuck Yucks got shut down, and they were trying to find ideas, and then they were like, why don't we just put a Yuck Yucks in there? And so they do shows in there, but then they also do shows in like the big theater rooms. So sometimes it's like depending on who's
I can see
performing
that.
and
I mean,
stuff.
casinos have a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's
So
but this is like out of all the green rooms, this is like definitely the nicest that I've been in. for
That's
sure.
great, man. And this isn't
Yes.
even that good of a green room.
Yeah,
Wait till you get to the big day.
that's the thing, because I did a guest spot for this comedian Danny Polishchuk, and he I remember I came up here and I was like, wow, this is sick, and he was just like, not really, and I was like, what? And he's
no
like,
idea.
yeah, he's like,
Yeah, the Norwest Mafia, that clan does. They have an entire wall of drawers with every single different type of candy imaginable. So you got that, and then San Diego has like a table with like bongs and pipes and all different types of marijuana, and then they have a huge fan in there. So you turn the fan on, you can smoke weed in the green room, and it just like pulls it out of there. So there's different places that really put it together to have great green rooms.
Yeah.
But no, I'm proud of this place, and this club, like last night, I was just like, God damn, the shows are always good. And then I had this audience. And I was like, well, not always. But they're great, and it's all sold out, and it's like, it's just Canadian audiences are great. And I like Calgary.
Calgary's great too. I've played a couple Calgary rooms yet.
And then Tammy owns a Vancouver spot, and that is like weird because it's a theater.
Oh.
But it's like haunted.
Ooh.
I like Vancouver as a city because I've worked there. I did Deadpool 1 and 2 there.
Oh, I didn't know that. Damn.
Yeah, because Ryan's from Vancouver.
Right.
And so, it's like, Vancouver's really fun too. I want to play Halifax. Like, I want to go like fucking east to Canada. I want to know what that is.
Halifax is an insanely good comedy like place because they have like festivals there all the time, and like people.
I want to go there.
People like people want to go to comedy there. So and there are like it sucks because there are cities that don't like there. Like I moved here from Grand Prairie, Alberta, 5 hours away. 5 hours away.
That is far away.
And I remember I tried running an open mic, And the first night went really well because it was like these people, all they do is just work and sleep. So anything, any event they'll try and go to, but they won't go to it weekly. It has to be like a monthly thing. You have to give them enough time to plan it out, because I tried running an open mic. After the first week, literally nobody came. I was performing to the bar staff.
Were there?
Sometimes there would be maybe 1 or 2 comics that would sign up, but
Yeah, you just don't have enough people.
yeah.
So you have to be in a city that has percentage-wise enough people that there'll
and
be
there's
like,
no one in.
0.01% of the population is stupid enough to think that they can do comedy.
Yeah.
So you got to have a large enough city where 0.01% is like 25 guys.
Right.
And actually, it's more like 0.0000001%.
Right. Well, I started in Toronto, so that was like,
Toronto's a different situation.
Absolutely.
Toronto is like New York. I don't know about necessarily the styles or anything, but Toronto is like New York, and that it's the
stage time.
And those are your like city comics.
Because I moved there.
And I think Vancouver's the same way that
Mhm.
like Los Angeles is not a great stand-up comedy town.
No.
It's good.
Right.
It's better than a lot of other places, but like Chicago's better for comedy than Los Angeles, and I think Vancouver is like,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's similar. I think they've got great comedy, they've got stuff, whatever, but like Edmonton's it's almost like Chicago.
Yes.
Comedy-wise is a combination of Calgary and Edmonton.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because Chicago's in Ohio and Alberta's sort of kind of that area for you guys.
Yeah.
But I do Winnipeg and Ottawa, and I really do love Canada. But I want to do Halifax. I want to go to fucking New Brunswick, like really, really east, because I don't play Quebec anymore.
Oh, okay. How come?
Because I don't like them.
Fuck you guys.
You hear that?
Yeah, you see anybody who's fucking listening. No, stupid fucking language.
I just think that I don't like them the same way I don't like.
Are they like pretentious? Like
Yeah, but the thing is like the only thing we have. I was gonna say, but Montreal's not like Texas. Because in Texas, they're like, yeehaw, we're the best. And then you're like, you guys are a bunch of fucking idiots. And they're like, we are, yeah. So they don't give a shit. But Montreal's like, we're not stupid. It's the rest of the, we are the creme de la creme of all of Canada.
You do multiplication in your head.
Yeah,
Type
exactly.
shit, you know what I mean? Like,
and so that pretentiousness is not very cool to me.
right. It also like,
And Just for Laughs failed. Like,
that was. It's funny. I was actually watching this
weird.
documentary called The Next Big Thing. It aired in like 2003. It was this super like underrated like Canadian documentary that followed like 6 Canadian comics.
Oh, that's cool.
And
Write that down.
it followed it. It follows. I know Jason Rouse.
Oh, I think he's really funny. He's dirty.
You'll see him. He looks so fucking young. It's insane. So Jason Rouse, Sean Majumder, Nikki Payne, Christine Von Hagen, and
These are all people I'll know when I see them.
then Dave Martin. That was the last guy. So essentially, it kind of follows them trying to like get in the Just for Laughs. Because that's like way back when like it was everything.
Yeah. No, it was when I got New Faces in Montreal. That was a big,
huge deal.
But I remember kind of being like, "All right, now what happens?" And it's like nothing really happens.
You just kind of keep going.
It's a piece of press that allows people to go, "Oh, who's this guy?" But it's still going to completely depend on
if you
kill and how good you are.
Yeah, essentially, and it's funny because like in one of the parts of the shows. Jason gets like a guy from Comedy Central comes up to him and he's like, "You got the shit." Gave him a card and Jason's like, "That's what you do. You fly to Montreal for 3 days to get a card, right?"
Yeah,
and it's like, and I'm like, wow, that is, and it's such a good documentary because you see so many different personalities of comedy, like Dave Martin.
Am I still going on?
Yeah.
I pressed this button down here on accident.
Yeah, it should be good. Yeah, that's just like for noise control or whatever.
Cancellation.
Yes, noise.
All right, well, cool.
cancellation,
I've got to check that out. So you said you had a question.
Yes, so this is I do have a question. So you've worked in like movies, TV shows, cartoons, all that kind of shit. But like stand-up is like such like a different art form in like so many different ways.
You think it is? Like, how do you mean?
I think it is in like it's all
you
on
mean compared to acting and stuff?
Compared to acting, to like, first of all, like with everything, like you're working with a team and you have like all these versus like stand up, it's all you. Like it's all like it's just, can you make these people laugh? You know what I mean? And I'm just wanting to know like how like have these like different venues of like entertainment like changed your comedy at all, or do you think it's like improved it? Like,
so by doing like acting and voiceover and all that kind of stuff, you're saying, has that affected the stand-up?
Yeah, like has it like, yeah.
I don't, honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is that it wasted a lot of the time
where right
could have spent
doing stage
stand-up.
time. Yeah.
So sometimes I think that I'll never forget, I was at the airport and I saw Mark Norman.
Oh my God, I love him.
He's so much. Funny, and
my favorite.
I live in New York, so he's a Manhattan comic. I'm a Manhattan comic, and I went up to him and I was like, "How you doing?" And he had some travel complications and he was going somewhere, and I forget where I was going. And I don't know. We said a couple of things to each other, and then I was like, "I'm afraid that I wasted too much time acting to really get to be as great of a comedian as I can be or could be."
Right.
And he was like, "Yeah, no, you were around the whole time you were doing it. You're everywhere. You're doing sports. You're doing spots, New York, everywhere. You're everywhere.
You did it before the movies."
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I didn't say that. And so, that was just interesting. Was for me to kind of go,
yeah.
If I had taken the 10,000 hours of acting that I did, and I just had done stand-up and toured as a stand-up, I might be in a completely different situation,
right?
But I don't know what that situation would be, because I'm not really interested in doing like 2,000 seat theaters,
right?
Like I'll move 2,000 tickets,
right?
But I don't really like being. For what I do, it needs to be this.
Well, the thing about the best part about stand-up is when you're in an intimate club, super low ceiling, tightly packed, and
ideally in the basement.
Because it's something that like it also like it legitimately it just helps the energy so much. Like I remember I went to I did Humber College's stand-up program.
Oh, that's awesome. I looked into applying to there.
Oh man, you should do it.
Isn't that awesome? Yeah.
Mark Hallworth, great teacher. Shout out. But I did Humber College's program, and oh my God, no, I'm losing my point. This is so.
No, you're okay. I think that's really cool. I was interested in that because I almost went to Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus for Clown College, but it closed. Shit. And I looked into it's Humbert, right?
Humber. Yeah.
Humber.
Yeah.
With a T?
No, it's just Humber. Yeah.
Humber College. Oh, they had a T when I applied.
But really?
Get rid of it for budgetary reasons.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And so I just thought that would be cool to go to school for college, but then I was like, I'm probably going to get a real degree. Not that yours isn't.
Right.
And yeah, I was really interested in. I've always been interested in these sort of academics of comedy.
I got my point.
So I think that's really interesting. But no, I mean, I feel like the acting and stuff, here's the trade-off.
Mm-hmm. I'm
incredibly famous.
Yeah.
It's like there are people who have been doing stand-up for that long.
That are like, just...
Yeah, I can't... I'm not going to compare myself to them, but like Joe List and Big J. Okerson.
Incredible.
And some of these other guys, they sell tickets, but they should be selling a lot more tickets. They don't because they're not famous. And I don't mean like they're not famous and of note, and
no, they're famous in the comedy community. If you they're the type of people where if you started to invest time into looking into stand-up, you'd immediately find out who they are because they're like, in terms of comedy, they're at the top. Yeah,
they're at the very top
for sure.
And and I love them, and they're so funny.
Actually, I think Joe List recently made a movie, or is putting out a movie.
He did a documentary about Tom Dustin in Key West.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. He sent it to me, but I'm going to watch it.
I want to watch it so bad.
I was going to say, that was what I was going to watch that night. Anyway, look, you give me all these things to watch.
Hell
Next
yeah.
big thing.
Yeah.
So that's my
take
that's
on
the
all
trade-off is that I
Yeah.
didn't get to do stand-up for as long as I would have liked to have probably, but I sell a lot of tickets because people know me from film and television, and now they're knowing me more from stand-up. It took a really long time and a lot of content online, but
Fuck yeah, man.
now I would say people used to say actor,
comedian.
yeah, kind of, but then they would just be like, he's an actor who does stand-up.
Yeah.
And then now they're like comedian and actor.
Yes.
So they kind of understand that, which is really nice because that's what I don't care one way or the other, but what I am sort of is
the comedian at heart.
Yeah.
It's funny because I
stand-up comic probably too. But I'm an improviser. I started off as an improviser.
I was gonna say, I actually was I was actually talking to my mom before all of this because I was telling her that I was gonna interview you.
His mom.
Yes, I was talking to my mom, and she actually she's such like, I don't know how to describe it. She's just insane, and she was yelling at me to look up your improv stuff. So I started looking up your improv stuff, and I fucking kill her, man. Like,
how did she know about that?
Because growing up, when she would, like, when I started getting into stand-up, I would listen to Sirius XM radio, Comedy Central radio, and your shit was like half of what would be on there, and we would fuck car rides to like camping trips, groceries rides.
That's great.
Dude, like every time I hung out, like not a single time would go by where I would hang out with my mom and we would listen to comedy radio, and we fucking loved you.
Oh, that's great, man.
So this is honestly, this is a fucking honor to just be sitting down and interviewing with you. And I do have one more thing, and this is I'm shooting this in the dark. You guys don't even know what's happening right now, but
nobody knows.
I don't know. I've been doing stand up for 3 years. I have 7 minutes,
which is nothing.
Yeah, nothing. I have 7 minutes, and my credit is I was pulled up at the Great Outdoor Comedy Festival in front of Whitney Cummings because she thought I was going to bomb, and I killed.
I like it.
I'm wondering, do you think next time when you're in town I could have a guest spot?
Well, you have to send me your stuff. You can do it right now after this, but
okay.
I didn't choose these openers.
Yeah.
So usually I travel with an opener, but I don't really. This was so last minute with them.
Yeah.
I don't really let anybody perform with me on stage who hasn't been doing it for 7 years.
Cool.
So occasionally you get someone at 5 years who's good.
Right.
But the problem is like, even with this one, it's like, if the opener is not getting laughs at certain points, or if the feature's weak, I'm not saying that about either of these comedians.
Right.
But it affects the whole show. So it makes it more difficult for me, kind of. Mm-hmm. But I will definitely look at your stuff.
Thank you.
If you want to send me, you should send me the best set.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But now I can go on somebody's Instagram and scroll through and be like, that could work that. And that's what usually clubs will give me. Here are the people we're considering. And then I'll sort of pick out of those people.
Cool. Yeah.
But I also trust, do you perform here at all?
I like at the comic strip. Yeah. I've done 2 guest spots now. Yeah. I've done one for Danny Polishchuk, and then the last one I actually can't remember the name because it was like a really specific name, and I don't know, but I've done 2 guest spots so far.
That's awesome, man.
So I have definitely performed on this stage, and I fucking love it. Like this, this is my favorite club in terms of like, I used to go here all the time before I started. So the fact that I even just got to go up was like just insane,
that's really important.
Yeah, I just love it.
I looked at, there's a club called Zanies in Chicago.
Oh yeah, super. Like,
wow, would I be able to ever do that? And then I finally got on that stage, and it was a big deal. I'm trying to think of the biggest deal.
Sorry, someone's been trying to call me like this whole fucking time. I gotta.
I see. All right. Well, this was good, man.
Yeah, dude, this was awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to just
without a doubt,
really talk with me. And fucking yeah. I'll send you some stuff after I'm done. And
kind of envious of you. I'm trying to think of where I would have gone and seen comedy and been like, what would it be like to be on that stage?
mhm.
But I grew up in Denver.
Yeah.
And when I went to the Comedy Works, I was never like, one day.
Mhm.
And then I play at the Comedy Cellar.
Yep.
So I'm past there, and I don't. I feel like when I went on stage there, I was like, okay, this is it.
I'm doing it.
Kind of vibe. No. More
Oh.
like, okay, this is the Comedy Cellar. It wasn't like, I can't believe it. I'm actually at
Really?
the world famous Comedy
Okay.
Cellar store. And then the other two clubs that I do, the first one I went to because I was able to get a guest set, but I didn't know anything about the club. And then the other club that I play all the time called The Stand, that's like a new club. So they built a stage. I was in New York by the time they built a stage.
Right.
So I don't think I've ever had an experience with a stage where I was like, oh my God, if I could only get up and play that stage. I don't think I would with like Carnegie Hall or Radio City Music
I have
Hall either.
it with when I started stand up, I was like, I had a bucket list of stages that I wanted to do.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it like that.
Because then even like when I was about to perform, I was like so nervous, but then I just got so excited. I was like, I get to just fucking do this for the first time.
It's
man.
great.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Yeah, man. Thank you for taking the time to interview me. Or
Tell your
for me
mom
to
thank
interview.
you for
Yes.
taking a look at my improv.
Yes. Yeah.
Mom,
Yeah.
she's calling you probably.
No, that's my girlfriend actually. Yes,
where is she?
She's at home.
She didn't come to the show.
No. Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah. I wanted her to, but
Well, maybe she's going to miss out on the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah.
All right,
Cool.
dude. Thank you again.
Fuck yeah. It was a very
Awesome.
nice meeting you, man.